Tarogar. Hey there. So as you saw, I have a pretty awesome horde-themed helmet. However, I've been needing some shoulder pads to go with it. So, what is the most badass looking horde-themed shoulder pad that's out there? Tusks of Mannoroth, that's what. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my pattern. To do that, I have a projector. The projector will go up onto the wall and I will pull up a paper. The paper, I will then trace the design with a pencil just to make sure I get the dimensions correct. Once I have my pattern, in both the side, the front, and the back, then I'm going to take some pink insulation foam and I'm going to do a rough cut. Then I put the paper design back on there and I made a more clean cut. Now there were a couple of spots that were more uneven than others and they didn't make it into the clean cut. That's perfectly fine. Anything foam related can be glued back on because we're going to be putting a coat over that's going to hide any seams anyway. Now that I got most of the sanding and the shaping done, the next step for me to do is I'm going to fill in any large gaps of foam that I see, mostly pieces that fell off from lack of glue when I was sanding it. Also from the rough cut, not cutting it, not giving it enough space when I cut it. So I'm just gonna fill small pieces like that. Any small cracks and stuff is okay because it's supposed to be like worn tusks. He's been in battle, so anything like that that's left behind even after the caulking that I put on there, I mean, it's gonna look battle damaged and worn, and that's completely fine. What I don't want is that. So I'm gonna be filling that out so I can smooth it out before I put the caulking on it. Spontaneous haircut. Alright, next thing I gotta do is I gotta make the shoulder pads for the tusks to sit on top of. So I'm gonna make 2 of them. One of them is just gonna be a normal shoulder pad. The other one is gonna have the skull on it. I don't have any bevels to put on there, so I'm gonna have to make my own too. Okay, so now the next thing I have to do is I have to add the metal caps and metal bands around the tusks, and I'm going to have to put on these spikes. Got a few spikes made already. I need to make some more spikes. The really big ones to go along the tusk I'm going to be making out of the pink foam, while the smaller tusks I'm going to be making out of the EVA foam. EVA foam is also what I'm going to be using for the caps and the metal bands. So looks like the pink foam is doing better than the EVA foam. I've made spikes out of EVA foam before. I even made a few just a day ago, but these are not turning out too good. But the pink foam is turning out beautifully, so I'm gonna have to make the rest of them out of the pink foam, and I'll just coat them all the same way, and then I'll plastic dip them and try to make them look like the same texture, so you won't be able to tell them apart once it's on the finished project. Alright, time to make more spikes. Well, the battery of my camera died while I was painting the shoulder pads. I thought I had it plugged in. The wire itself was not plugged into the wall, and I did not realize that. Oh well. So I got the shoulder pads themselves done. Now I gotta attach them to the tusks themselves, and now it's time to start on the skull itself. It's finally finished.